could get $1 for every person that's called me a liar in the past 5 years. Would be financing. I buy my satellite next week.
The drama surrounding Diddy continues to escalate, and just when we thought it couldn't get any messier, it does. The latest? The music mogul turned inmate is reportedly refusing to leave his jail cell, stalling legal proceedings in the process. Yes, you heard that right. Diddy is apparently refusing to step out and accept a pile of lawsuits waiting for him. According to attorney Tony Busby's co-counsel, Antigone Curis, this jailhouse protest has thrown a major wrench into not one, but 2 significant cases. Curis even had to file a letter to the court, requesting a delay in important conferences that were set for January 10th, now pushed to February because they can't even serve him his papers. This isn't just about the civil lawsuits either. Diddy is also facing a looming criminal trial in May 2025, where he could potentially be looking at 15 to 20 years behind bars, and that's not even considering the multiple lawsuits stacking up against him. With all this pressure, one has to wonder, is Diddy playing a strategic game, or is the weight of his legal troubles finally catching up to him? Now, let's talk about the lawsuits Diddy is dodging. These details are as wild as they are disturbing. The first notable case comes from Philip Pines, a former assistant, who's suing Diddy for misconduct and creating a toxic work environment from 2019 to 2021. According to court documents, Pines claims his duties included preparing for what Diddy allegedly called Wild King Nights. For context, these weren't your average parties. We're talking hotel rooms stocked with baby oil, certain enhancement products, and devices you wouldn't expect at any regular gathering. According to Pines, these wild nights could last for days, and guess who had to clean up the aftermath? Pines says he was left with the task of cleaning up everything from discarded party supplies to, well, personal remnants. Things are certainly heating up for Diddy, and it looks like his legal troubles are far from over. Stay tuned as we continue to unravel this tangled mess. Things are about to get even darker in the saga surrounding Diddy. In addition to the multiple lawsuits, Philip Pines, the former assistant suing him for misconduct and a toxic work environment, has made some jaw-dropping allegations. Pines claims that Diddy once coerced him into an intimate situation with a woman while Diddy stood by and watched. As if that weren't shocking enough, Pines also accuses Diddy of an even darker act, allegedly dangling a woman over a 17th floor balcony. Yes, you read that right, over a balcony. These are heavy accusations, and naturally, Diddy's legal team is coming out swinging with strong denials, calling the allegations baseless. They've insisted that Diddy has never engaged in any non-consensual acts and that he will clear his name in court. But here's the question. Can one person fend off this many lawsuits without some skeletons eventually tumbling out of the closet? Is this just the beginning of a bigger unraveling of Diddy's empire? Or is it all part of a much larger narrative that we haven't even begun to fully understand? Now, let's take a look inside Diddy's current reality behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC. Spoiler alert, it's a far cry from his usual luxurious lifestyle with penthouses and private jets. Remember the infamous holiday meltdown that took over headlines? Sources reported that Diddy had a breakdown during the festive season, which led many to wonder if his larger-than-life persona was finally cracking under the immense pressure of his legal battles. But here's the twist. According to recent reports, Diddy has retreated even further into isolation, refusing to leave his cell for days at a time. The speculation around his refusal to step out of his cell is running high. Some insiders believe it's rooted in fear. Let's face it, the MDC isn't exactly a place full of adoring fans or loyal staff. Others, however, think it's a power move, a way for Diddy to attempt to control his environment while the walls of lawsuits and criminal charges continue to close in on him. There's also the theory that his behavior is just another legal delay tactic. After all, staying locked in your cell doesn't exactly scream cooperation with the legal process. But here's where things take an unexpected turn. Despite the mounting pressure, reports indicate that Diddy has been turning to meditation and yoga to center himself and cope with the less-than-glamorous conditions of jail. Yes, meditation and yoga. Picture Diddy sitting cross-legged on the floor, trying to find his inner peace while lawsuits pile up faster than New York snow in December. On the other hand, there are whispers that he's still maintaining an air of strength, walking the fine line between vulnerability and bravado. One source even claimed that Diddy is keeping his head high, acting like he's untouchable. But is this the same man who was reportedly crying in his cell just a few weeks ago during the holidays? So, what's the truth? Is Diddy quietly falling apart, or is he playing the long game, biding his time while preparing to fight back against the avalanche of allegations? One thing's for sure, this saga is far from over, and the juicy details are only just beginning to unfold. If you thought the lawsuits and jail cell rumors were wild, brace yourselves for what comes next. Enter Jaguar Wright, the outspoken singer known for her fearless interviews and relentless critiques of the music industry's dark side. In a recent, jaw-dropping interview with Real Life Productions, Wright made some explosive claims about none other than Diddy. She didn't hold back, alleging that Diddy has been living with HIV. Yes, you read that right. Wright claimed that Diddy has been battling the disease, refusing to let it slow him down or hinder his rise to power in the entertainment world. In her bold interview, Wright even raised an eyebrow-raising question: how many men are out there living undetectable, possibly unaware of the risks they're taking? These comments have added a whole new layer of intrigue and controversy to an already intense situation. Whether or not Wright's allegations are true, one thing is clear. This Diddy saga is becoming increasingly tangled, and it seems we're only just scratching the surface of what's really going on behind the scenes. Stay tuned, because this roller coaster ride is far from over, and more bombshells are likely to drop.
I'm just saying.
You want to know what's wild about that, though? He faced that head up.
He did.
And he didn't stop doing what he's done. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable? G?
Come on.
In the game.
Before you let that sink in, there's more from Jaguar Wright. She didn't stop at the HIV allegation. She doubled down on her portrayal of Diddy as a dangerous, devilish figure in the music industry, one allegedly enabled by some of the most powerful names in the game. Wright claims she can identify at least 20 individuals who, in her view, are no better than Diddy and also allegedly have HIV. But that's not all. She also weighed in on the relationship between Diddy and Jay-Z, challenging Jay-Z's lawyers' claim that they were just business acquaintances. Trust me, what she said about that will make you think twice.
Now guess what? Will Smith don't know Diddy either.
Will Smith don't know Diddy either.
It's a whole virus, G. It's like, I don't know Diddy.
What do you think that's
I
about?
don't even like baby oil. I don't know Diddy.
Jaguar Wright is clearly relishing her moment in the spotlight, and why wouldn't she? So far, many of her predictions about the industry's big players have turned out to be eerily accurate. One of her boldest claims centers around the alleged lack of closeness between Diddy and Jay-Z. According to Jay-Z's lawyer, the two are merely business acquaintances, but Jaguar has completely flipped that narrative. She challenges this claim, pointing to the many photos and videos that suggest they were much closer, only for those materials to have mysteriously disappeared from the internet. It's a theory that has sparked significant debate. Wright's comments have ignited a firestorm on social media, with reactions divided. On one side, people see her as a brave whistleblower, pulling back the curtain on the dark side of fame and power in the music industry. On the other hand, some remain skeptical, pointing to her history of controversial and, at times, unverified claims. Both sides make valid points. However, there's no denying that her allegations have added another layer of intrigue to an already chaotic situation surrounding Diddy. If nothing else, Jaguar Wright knows how to keep the internet talking, and this latest bombshell has certainly amplified the buzz. What's the truth? Is Jaguar Wright exposing uncomfortable truths about the music industry, or is she simply pursuing a vendetta, adding fuel to the fire around Diddy? One thing's for certain, this story isn't cooling down anytime soon. With all the swirling allegations, lawsuits, and now Wright's shocking claims, Diddy's once unshakable legacy is beginning to look increasingly fragile. The HIV rumor alone has sent ripples through the public consciousness, adding yet another layer to the already towering pile of allegations against him. Let's not sugarcoat it. Diddy's reputation was already hanging by a thread. Some might even argue it's already burnt toast. Between the lawsuits, explosive accusations from former associates, and his reportedly bizarre behavior behind bars, his public image has taken hit after hit. But this latest claim? This is the kind of bombshell that doesn't just make headlines. It sticks in people's minds, whether it's proven true or not. The court of public opinion doesn't wait for due process, and rumors like these don't simply disappear. They simmer, fester, and shape the public's perception. Regardless of the truth, while Diddy's legal team has been busy denying the allegations left and right, the sheer volume and intensity of these claims make it increasingly difficult for even his most loyal supporters to ignore. But here's a wild theory. Could these rumors and allegations be part of a calculated effort to discredit Diddy, or are they finally peeling back the curtain on a much darker side of his past? The timing of everything, the lawsuits, the viral interviews, the jailhouse stories, has certainly raised some eyebrows. Is this some sort of smear campaign, or are we witnessing the slow unraveling of a carefully constructed facade? One thing is clear. These stories are not just about Diddy's present. They're rewriting his entire legacy. From being one of hip-hop's most iconic moguls to now being a headline for all the wrong reasons, his place in history is being reshaped in real time. His legacy, once defined by success and power, is now being tainted by the flood of lawsuits, allegations, and public scandals. Where does Diddy go from here? Honestly, it's starting to look like a lose-lose situation for the mogul. His refusal to leave his cell may be buying him some time, but at what cost? Legally, this move is ticking time bomb. It's not going to make these lawsuits disappear. It just stacks up more pressure. Attorneys on both sides are scrambling to adjust their timelines, but the courts won't wait forever. The longer Diddy stays put, the worse things could get, especially with multiple civil cases piling up alongside his looming criminal trial. Judges are not likely to be sympathetic to delays, and his refusal to cooperate could backfire, making things even more difficult for his legal team. The bigger picture is his criminal trial, which is set for May 2025. If he continues this behavior, it could become a significant liability for him. Prosecutors could argue that his refusal to cooperate is a sign of guilt or a lack of accountability. Managing both criminal and civil cases at the same time is no small feat, and Diddy's legal team is under tremendous pressure to juggle these battles while trying to salvage what remains of his public image. But here's a twist. Could this behavior be part of a larger strategy? Perhaps Diddy is playing the long game, intentionally laying low while waiting for a more favorable moment to strike back. The refusal to leave his cell could be a power play, a way to control the narrative while his legal team works behind the scenes. If this is indeed part of a larger plan, it's a risky one. But in this high-stakes game, risk is often part of the strategy. Whatever the case may be, one thing is certain. Diddy's story is far from over. And with every new twist and turn, his carefully constructed legacy is being redefined. Is Diddy banking on delays to outlast his accusers and weaken their resolve? Or is this the act of someone who's cornered and running out of options? Either way, it's a risky gamble that could cost him everything. As the legal drama continues to unfold, all eyes are on him. Will he face the storm head-on, or keep hiding behind the bars of his cell, hoping the chaos will blow over? Whatever happens next, one thing's for sure. The clock is ticking, and the stakes have never been higher. Let's not forget, his trial is still a few months away, and there's a good chance a dozen more lawsuits could land on his doorstep before that time comes. That's all for today's hot tea on Diddy's situation, but rest assured, there's more to come. Do you think Diddy's refusal to leave his cell is a bold legal tactic, or a sign of a man crumbling under pressure? And what about Jaguar Wright's shocking claims? Are they the truth, or just personal bias? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you don't want to miss out on more juicy updates, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.